Okay, so ang lesson natin ngayong araw, okay, ay ah, tawag dito tungkol sa device ng tawag ay capacitor. Okay? So basically, yung pinag-aralan natin sa mga previous na weeks ay um, electricity, di ba? Electric field, electric force, tapos electric potential energy, and so on and so forth. And syempre, it would be advantageous, di ba, if we are able to use itong energy na to. Okay, but in order to use this energy, it has to be stored somewhere, right? Um, at a later time, kung kailan, tawag dito, it has to be stored para magamit nyo at a later time, right? So, the way to store electric potential energy is through this device called a capacitor. Okay, so a capacitor is a device that stores electric potential energy. So, paano siya nag-store ng electric potential energy? Well, ang typical structure ng isang capacitor is two-plate structure, okay, just like this one. So this is an ideal structure, okay, of a capacitor. Basically, you have two conductors. Okay, it doesn't matter kung ano yung shape niya or kung ano yung shape or geometry. As long as you have two conductors that are separated from each other, either by an insulator or by a vacuum. Okay, well, a vacuum is some sort of insulator then if you want to think of it that way. Okay, so ang idea is yung isa sa mga plates ay i-charge mo positively with the positive charge and yung isang plate ay i-charge mo negative with the negative charge. Okay, so you have two plates. Okay, tulad dito. Okay, one with the positive charge and another one with the negative charge. And because they are separated by an insulator, hindi nagko-combine yung charges, okay, na positive tsaka negative. So in essence, there's always an energy, a potential energy between these two plates. Okay, so that's basically how you store energy. Okay, electric potential energy specifically. Okay, so any charges that are separated by vacuum or by an insulator or later on, okay, madidinig niyo yung word na dielectric or madedefine natin kung anong dielectric. If they're separated by a dielectric, then you can, tawag dito, store electric potential energy in those charges. So yung battery nyo, okay, yung mga batteries na ginagamit ninyo, okay, wag mo na lang ilock. Hindi, I mean, nakalock ba? Hindi.
Kahit pwede siya lang. Siguro.
Ganun. So, if you tawag dito, so yung batteries na ginagamit nyo okay, sa cellphones, ba? Or even yung battery ng ordinary na battery, AAA, AA, and so on and so forth, okay, tawag dito, they store electric potential. Okay. So, pag-usapan na muna natin yung basics. Okay. So ang basic structure ay meron kang dalawang plates na katulad na nakikita nyo dito. Okay, yung plate na yan ay merong area. Okay. Yung area na A corresponds to either of the plates. So they both have the same area. Okay. Otherwise, hindi nagme-make sense yun na, for example, yung upper plate, malaki yung area, and then yung lower plate, upper plate, maliit yung area, and the upper plate, malaki yung area. Ang mag-interact lang dito ay yung area na nagko-correspond sa isa't isa. Okay, so kaya parating same area yung kino-consider natin. Okay. Syempre, i-charge natin yung the charge Q, and then meron tayong area, and then it will create a potential difference. And syempre, meron ding separation between those two plates. Okay, yung separation is defined by this distance D. Yung area of the plate is defined by the area, and then yung charge is defined by Q. Okay. So, yung potential difference between these two plates is given by VAB. Okay, now, merong relationship between the charge and the potential difference. Okay, they are proportional to each other. And yung proportionality constant is given by this parameter called capacitance. Okay, so yung capacitance, okay, tells you basically kung ano yung capacity nung capacitor na mag-store ng electric potential energy. Okay, so the higher the capacitance, okay, the better its ability to store electric potential energy. Since ang unit ng charge, okay, so pwede natin siya isulat dito, no? Ang unit ng charge ay ang unit ng charge is coulomb, tapos ang unit ng voltage ay, ng potential is volts. So, ang unit ng capacitance is coulomb per volts, or meron tayong tinatawag na unit corresponding to that, which is farad. Okay, so capital letter F. Yes, so yeah, doon galing yung basically yung yes.
Clarification, any charges generated by a vacuum insulator, we can store electric energy.
Yes, yes. Okay. Now we know na yung plates na to, since we have positive tawag dito charges on one plate and negative charges on the other plate. Okay, alam natin na pag may ganyan tayong klaseng system, merong electric field between them. Okay? And walang electric field outside the plates. Okay? Na-prove na natin to sa isang exercise earlier. Alam natin na yung electric field inside the plate is given by, nalala niyo ba? Sigma over epsilon naught. Okay, na kung saan yung sigma ay charge per unit area. Okay? Sigma is charge per unit area. Okay? Now, yung charge is equal to yung capacitance, di ba, times capacitance times, hindi, ito muna. So, yung electric field dito, in terms of the voltage, is given by VAB divided by T. Okay? So, yung potential dito, which is VAB, okay, at ito yung separation distance between the plates. So, from there, you can get the electric field. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, pwede natin equate yung dalawa na to, di ba? Dahil pareho lang naman sila. So, what we end up with is Q over VAB equal to epsilon naught A Now, Q over VAB, sinabi natin ay equal sa capacitance. So, we can define yung capacitance in terms of the area of the plates and the separation distance between the plates. So, yan yung capacitance. So, lumalabas na ang capacitance, okay, will be larger for larger areas and smaller distances. So the smaller yung separation distance between the two plates, mas malaki yung capacitance. Okay? Any questions? Wala. Yes. Mhm. Hindi ko pa sinabi. Sinabi ko lang na di-discuss ko yun later. Okay. Now, so ito yung fundamental structure ng capacitance. Tawag dito. Later on, in life, pag magtutuloy kayo ng physics, okay, or pag mag-shift yung iba sa physics, di ba? Tawag dito, makaka-encounter kayo ng mga devices which store energies which are much, much larger than ordinary capacitors. Okay? And ngayon lang lumabas itong mga ganitong types ng capacitors dahil sa mga novel materials din na ngayon lang din na-discover. Okay? So, ang tawag sa mga capacitors na to ay supercapacitors. Okay? Kasi yung energy, yung capacitance nila ay matataas at yung energy na kaya nilang i-store ay sobrang lalaki din. And these are, these are not necessarily yung capacitors na ginagamit sa mga electric vehicles. Okay, well, somehow they are, to some extent they are yung mga ginagamit sa electric vehicles. Okay, but if we have these supercapacitors, then tawag dito, then we can store much larger energies within them, and tawag dito, mas maraming magiging applications for that. May mga upper batches kayo na gumraduate na ang naging thesis nila ay on these supercapacitors. Okay, based on materials like kung narinig nyo na yung graphene or carbon nanotubes. So yun yung mga ginamit nila dun sa thesis nila. Okay? So pagdating nyo sa electronics physics, makikita natin yung difference between an ordinary capacitor and a supercapacitor in terms of yung tinatawag na frequency response ng mga capacitors na to. Okay, so, pero sa ngayon, pwede niyong kalimutan yung part na yon na sinabi ko. Okay, at balikan na lang natin pagdating sa 173. Electronics physics. Di ba? Magko-coding na kayo, mag-electronics physics pa kayo. Di naman. Okay, syempre, this will be part of an electrical circuit. So, hindi naman tayo pwede mag-drawing ng ganitong klaseng drawing every time pag in-incorporate natin sila sa isang circuit diagram, right? So, we can use these symbols to represent capacitors. Okay, so this is one representation of a capacitor, and this is another representation of a capacitor. Okay, this one, yung nasa ibabaw, hindi nagde-depend yung polarity. Okay, so they're composed of ordinary dielectrics. Pero dun sa gitna, dun sa baba, nagde-depend yung polarity dyan. Okay, so meron silang ibang, so ang tawag din sa mga yan ay electrolytic na capacitor kasi they use some sort of electrolytes, electrochemical na material, okay, to sort of create yung polarity between them. Okay, ito yung itsura ng mga capacitors. Okay, and hindi yan actual na size. Yes. So mga ganyan lang yan, mga ganyan lang yan kaliliit. Okay, mga size ng thumb ninyo. Size ng thumb. Okay? And kung titignan ninyo yung capacitor, may mga nakasulat dun sa gilid, di ba? So 2,200 microfarad. Okay, yan yung value ng capacitance nung nasa taas. Yung nasa gitna, 1,000 microfarad. And then yung nasa ilalim, it's 470 microfarad. All of them ay 63 volts yung rating. So in other words, 63 volts yung maximum na voltage na pwedeng i-store nung capacitor na ito. Okay? Tapos, yes, so, hindi. Hindi siya electrolytic, so, no, wala siyang polarity. Okay. So, saan nyo pwedeng gamitin ng capacitors? Siyempre, aside from yung energies, anong tawag dito? Energy storage, actually, pwede nyo rin silang gamitin to sort of convert analog signals into electrical signals. Okay? Pag sinabing analog, like for example, sound, that's analog. Okay? Pero i-convert niyo siya ngayon to electrical signal, so magiging digital yung yung signal niya. Okay, so what you do is in this example, ito ay microphone at alam niyo ba kung anong structure ng microphone? I mean, alam niyo ba kung paano niya kino-convert yung yung analog signal to electrical signal? So of course, it uses a capacitor. Pero how does it use a capacitor? Actually, yung eardrum ninyo is some sort of a converter of an analog signal to a digital to an electronic signal that the brain can process. 'Di ba? So paano nag-work yung yung ears? Ano bang meron diyan sa aside from ano bang meron diyan sa tenga aside from anong tawag dito? Yung ha? Earbox. Paano nagkaroon ng earbox sa tenga? Eardrum. Di ba? Yung unang makakarinig ng sound dyan ay eardrum. Well, syempre yung tutulin ninyo, then yung eardrum. Okay? So, yung eardrum, paano nag-work yung eardrum? Yes, so nagva-vibrate siya. Right? So, depende sa vibrations ng eardrum, okay, magde-depend yung vibrations ng eardrum dun sa sound na pumapasok. Okay? So, the higher the frequency, syempre mas mabilis yung vibration. Okay? And ganun din para sa microphone. You have a diaphragm, okay? So ang diaphragm is composed of parang capacitor na pag nagva-vibrate, yung isa ay stationary pero yung isa ay gumagalaw. So pag nagva-vibrate, nagbabago yung capacitance. Okay? And yung change in capacitance na yun translates to a change in voltage. So ang name-measure ng microphone ay actually changes in yung output niya is changes in voltage. Okay, at yung change in voltage na yun corresponds dun sa sound na pumapasok dun sa microphone. Okay? So that's one way to use a capacitor. Another way is through another application ng capacitor ay yung keyboards niyo. I mean yung physical na keyboards, di ba? So alam niyo kung paano nag-work yung keyboards? Siyempre, meron ulit capacitor, di ba? So, ganun din yung idea. Every time na nade-depress nyo, nagsisend siya ng signal. Okay? And alam nung electronics, okay, kung saan galing yung signal na yun, kung anong letter galing yung signal na yun. So, if you press a specific letter, alam niya na yung letter na yun o yung signal na yun ay galing sa letter R, for example, or sa letter J, di ba? So, ganun. Okay, so yun. So the capacitor not only stores charge but also converts analog signals to electrical signals. Ang tawag sa mga ganong klaseng devices that converts analog signals to electrical signals ay transducers. Transducer. Yes. Transducers. Transducers. Di ba kayo nagaganyan? Di ba pag may bago kayong word na naririnig, ginaganon nyo, di ba? Iba pa yung transformer. Pag-aaralan din natin yan.
Transducers again.
Converts analog signals, any device that converts analog signal to electrical signal. Transducers.
Only analog
Yes.
devices.
Depende kung anong signal yung gusto mo i-convert. So maraming iba't ibang types ng transducers. Yes. Meron. Lahat ng analog signals ngayon ay pwede mo na i-convert into electrical signals. Otherwise, hindi nyo mame-measure yan. Okay, so kung napansin nyo, di ba, anong range ng capacitances ang pinag-uusapan natin dito? Nasa order ng microfarad, di ba? And so on and so forth. Now, it's actually a tawag dito, ano ba? A joke to send for a research laboratory head to send an apprentice to a store to buy a 1 farad capacitor. A capacitor which has a capacitance of 1 farad. Okay? At pag yung ano na yon, pag yung student na yon ay talagang sinunod yung ano at nagpunta sa store at nagtanong about 1 farad capacitor, tatawanan siya ng ano, nagtitinda. Okay? Tignan natin kung bakit. So here, sa example, you have parallel plates of a 1 farad capacitor that are 1 millimeter apart. Okay, so anong area ng capacitor na ito? So, base dito sa equation na natutunan natin earlier, yung equation na yan, ang capacitance ay equal sa epsilon naught A times A over D. Okay, so yung capacitance ngayon dito ay equal sa epsilon naught A over D. Alam natin ang epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space at yung value niya is 8.854 times 10 to the minus 12 farad per meter. So from here, pwede nating kunin yung area nito. This is C times D over epsilon naught. Ang capacitor is 1 farad. Ang distance between them is distance between plates ay 1 millimeter. So 0.001 meter divided by epsilon naught, which is 8.854 times 10 to the minus 12 farad per meter. So yung area na ito will be 1.1 times 10 to the 8 square meter. Saan kayo makakuha ng capacitor na ganyang kalaking area? Siyempre yung area, sabihin natin square yan, di ba? Sabihin natin square. Di kukunin yung square root niyan, di ba? Madali lang kunin square root niyan, 10 to the 8 yan. So ang square root niyan is 10 to the 4. So ibig sabihin na isang length is 10 kilometer. 10 kilometers. So tama, 10 kilometers. Isang side ng capacitor niya 10 kilometers.
Now,
Kaya ano yan, running joke yan sa mga research laboratory na utusan ang mga students na bumili ng 1 farad capacitor because they cannot find that type of capacitor.
Buong bansa.
Ha?
Buong bansa.
Anong buong bansa?
Ikaw yung kapat.
Well, actually, hindi naman. These are ordinary capacitors. Kanina, I was talking about supercapacitors. And supercapacitors have about this area. So, yung area is not is not a flat area. Instead, it's a surface area. So, you can create a large area by increasing yung surface area ng isang material. Okay? Like for example, itong table na ito, okay, flat surface, right? Tama?
Yes.
Kasi obviously, ang pag-compute nyo ng area ay kung ano yung nakikita ninyo. But if you peel this off, makikita nyo na meron siyang mga tawag dito. Parang pores, di ba? And each surface sa bawat pore na yon is a surface. So by peeling this off, magkakaroon ka ng maraming pores dito and may increase yung ngayon yung surface area because of those pores. Right? So without changing yung geometry, okay, by simply doing some chemical processing or whatever, then you increase yung surface area. And yun yung basic structure, yun naman ang nangyayari pagdating sa supercapacitors. Okay? Okay, and that's why supercapacitors are tawag dito are interesting. Because hindi na siya running joke. Diba? Yes.
And use of the student.
May ano?
Yung professor, use it on your system.
Pagbalik niya, may supercapacitor siyang dala. Okay, sige. Next example. The plates of a parallel plate capacitor in vacuum are 5 millimeters apart. Okay, by the way, itong permittivity of free space, this is permittivity. So this is in vacuum. Okay. Later on, dun sa fourth part ng tawag dito ng 102, titignan natin kung ano mangyayari sa expression for the permittivity pag hindi na siya in vacuum. Excuse me. Okay, so dito, the plates of a parallel plate capacitor in vacuum are 5 millimeters apart and 2 square meters in area. Okay, so a 10 kilovolt potential difference is applied across the capacitor. Compute A, the capacitance, B, the charge on each plate, and C, the magnitude of the electric field between the plates. Okay, so unahin natin ng A. Ano mo nang given dito? So ang given ay okay, so distance between them 0.05 meters. Yung area which is 2 square meters. Ano pa?
Potential difference.
Which is 10,000 volts. Okay. And then syempre yung permittivity of space. Di ba? Boring, no? Exam na tayo. Okay, so madali natin makukuha to. Anong expression for the capacitance? Okay. C is equal to epsilon naught A over D. Given na ba yan? Given na lahat, di ba? So 8.854 times 10 to the minus 12 farad per meter times 2 square meters and then 0.05 meters. So anong capacitance dito? Times 10 to the minus 9 farad. Or, mas maganda na ilagay nyo siya, express nyo siya in terms of by using yung prefixes. Okay, so 3.54 nanofarad. Okay, letter B. Ang pinapanak sa letter B ay charge on each plate. So ano ang charge on each plate? Ano expression yung gagamitin natin? Ang given ay V, and then na-compute natin yung C, so C times VAB. So 3.54 times 10 to the minus 9 farad. And then yung voltage ay 10,000 volts. So ang charge on each plate is 3.54 times 10 to the minus 5 coulombs or 35.4 micro coulomb. Yes. Yes.
Impossible po kapag different.
Yes. Oh. Letter C. Anong letter C? Magnitude of the electric field between the plates. Anong expression natin for the magnitude of the electric field? So actually, dalawa yon. Dalawa yon, di ba? Q over epsilon naught A or VAB divided by T. So Q is equal to E. E is equal to Q over epsilon naught A. So 3.54 times 10 to the minus 9 coulomb divided by 8.854 times 10 to the minus 12 farad per meter. Okay, times 2 square meter. So yung electric field ay 2 times 10 to the 6 volts per meter.
Yung times po, times by raised to negative.
Negative.
Ay,
Alam ko naman yun. Oo. Or, syempre, pwede nyo rin gamitin yung VAB, di ba, over D. Ang VAB is 10,000 volts divided by 0.005 meters. So you get the same answer. 2 times 10 to the 6 volts per. Ano? Dali lang, di ba?
Oh,
Complain kayo. Tignan nyo nga yung end ng chapter kung may hihirap pa dito. Tignan nyo nga.
uy, ako. Inaabay na.
Ano na?
Inaabay na.
Anong sinasabi mo? Yun yung ano? Hindi, hindi ko naiintindihan lang yung sinasabi mo. Okay. Sabay nagpakita ng ganyan. Okay. Now, tulad ng sinabi ko, a capacitor doesn't have to be, tawag dito, two parallel plates. Okay. Any plates separated, okay, apart by some distance, di ba? By some distance can be a capacitor. In fact, ang capacitor, itong mga bilog na capacitor lang. Itong mga bilog na capacitors ito, or cylindrical pala, hindi bilog, sa tingin nyo, paano ginagawa yan? Okay? Well, ang ginagawa nila dyan is they have two plates nga, tapos niro-roll nila. Okay? Pero hindi literally, di ba? Walang mga tao na gumaganon ng capacitor. Okay? So may process para gawin 'yan. Pero ang point ko dito is you can create any shape of capacitor. Okay? As long as you have two conductors that are separated by a distance. Okay? So ito ang isang type ng capacitor, which is a spherical capacitor. Sure.
sense doesn't change depending on the material.
Yes. Tama.
Yes.
Okay. So, two concentric spherical conducting shells are separated by vacuum. The inner shell, asan ang inner shell dito? Yung kulay pula, di ba? Has a total charge positive Q, and the outer radius RA. Now, the outer shell has a charge negative Q and inner radius RB. Find the capacitance of this spherical capacitor. Okay, so ano expression for the capacitance? So, syempre, hindi nyo pwedeng gamitin yung ano, di ba? Epsilon not A over D, right? Bakit hindi nyo pwedeng gamitin yun? Yes, so medyo problematic kung paano nyo i-figure out yung area, right? Okay. So, anong gagamitin natin equation? Yung definition ng other definition ng capacitance in terms of yung voltage. Diba? So, capacitance is charge over voltage. Okay. Wala tayong magagawa sa charge pero yung voltage pwede natin ma-figure out. Kasi remember, ang voltage is kaya ang VAB is just VA minus VB. Okay, and yung kung i-assign natin na yung A is yung RA, yung VA corresponds to yung voltage dun sa RA, then yung VB corresponds yung voltage dun sa RB. Okay, then we have yung VAB is the difference in voltage between those two spherical conducting shells. Okay? Okay? So yung VAB ay yung difference in voltage between these two. Okay? Yan yung VAB. Okay, so pag kumuha kayo in other words, pag kumuha kayo ng multimeter, ilagay niyo yung isang probe dito at isang probe dito. Okay, then you get VAB. Okay? So, ngayon, yun yung sa tunay na buhay. Pero ito, paano natin ko-compute yung VAB? This is a sphere. Okay? Spherical conducting shell. Yung shell ay in the shape of a sphere. So in this case, ano yung potential ng isang sphere? Potential due to sa isang sphere. Na isang sphere. Ano ba potential ng Gaussian? Pag may Gaussian surface ka, anong potential ng Gaussian surface na yun? Ha? Let's say ang Gaussian surface is spherical, tapos ang radius ng sphere is R. So, anong potential ng Gaussian surface na yun? KQ over R, di ba? KQ over RA, di ba? Kasi pinag-usapan natin dito ay yung potential at point A, and then KQ over RB. Tama?
Yes.
So yung VAB ngayon is KQ 1 over RA minus 1 over RB or KQ ano tawag dito? RB minus RA RB. Okay? So ang capacitance ngayon is Q over KQ RA minus RB over RB. Ay. Cancel syempre yung Q. At ang matitira ay 1 over K RA RB over RA minus R. Okay. So it only depends on yung distance. Any questions?
That the capacitor depends on the distance.
Yun talaga. Yes. RB minus RA. Ano pa? Questions pa? Oh, anong tanong mo? Ha? Ba't mo binubugaw yung mga questions mo?
Binabawi.
Kaya nga. Okay, a cylindrical capacitor. Two long coaxial cylindrical conductors are separated by vacuum. Okay, so pag sinabing coaxial, alam niyo naman ibig sabihin nun, ano? Same axis. Meron kang dalawang cylinders, okay, and yung axis nila ay nagko-coincide. Okay, so ganito yung itsura nun. Pag yung dalawang cylinders nyo ay nagko-coincide yung axis nila. Or coaxial. Okay? So kung narinig nyo na yung coaxial na cable, narinig nyo na ba ang coaxial na cable? Hindi pa? Narinig nyo na ngayon?
Yes.
Okay.
Hindi na.
Nag-experiment na ba? Asa na kayo sa 102.1? Capacitors na? Ha?
Resistors.
Resistors pa lang?
Ohms ba?
Ohm's law? Pero hindi pa kayo gumagamit ng ano ng tawag dito, ng oscilloscope. Puro multimeter pa lang ginagamit niyo. Okay. Sige. Ha?
Effective lahat. Effective lahat ng
Effective talaga lahat ng multimeter dun. Oh. Kung ano ang nasusukat niyo, no?
Iba na sa multimeter, ibang din ang measure.
'Di ba? Hindi.
Oh my God.
Pero kaya naman nagiging defective yung mga multimeters na yan kasi marami mga estudyante before you na hindi marunong mag-alaga eh. At hindi sumusunod sa instructions sa kung paano gamitin yung multimeter eh. Oh. Oh, di ba? And pag kayo ganun din, kawawa naman yung mga estudyanteng kasunod nyo. Ay, wow. Wow, defensive ah. Daw? Ha? Grabe ka nakapagpaputok ka ng resistor? Capacitor okay lang, pero yung resistor, grabing skill yun ah.
Nakaway na.
Shit, anong ginawa mo? Taas-taas siguro. Battery lang ba ginagamit nyo?
Just po lang.
Yung? So, syempre, taas-taas ng current na doon lumadaan, di ba? Kaya siya nangangamba. Okay, nice. You learn from your mistakes. So, meron dalawang coaxial na conductors. Okay. The inner cylinder has an outer radius of RA and the linear charge density plus lambda. Tapos yung outer cylinder has inner radius RB and linear charge density negative lambda. Okay. Ngayon, lambda ang kinoconsider natin dito, hindi charge. Kasi, yung tawag dito, hindi natin alam kung gaano kahaba itong mga Itong cylinder na ito. Even though it's defined as L, pero syempre, to generalize it, yung L na yan is, tawag dito, can be any value. Okay? So, ano yung potential, find the capacitance per unit length for this capacitor. So, pansinin nyo capacitance per unit length ang hinahanap. Okay? And maraming nagkakamali dito ng mga estudyante kasi hindi sila nagpe-pay attention sa ganyang klaseng detail. So, ang pinapahanap dito is not just capacitance, but it's capacitance per unit length. Okay? Okay. Now, ano equation ang pwede natin gamitin dito? Which involves capacitance at saka length. Well, ano muna expression for the capacitance? Ang pwede natin gamitin? So, C is equal to Q over VAB. Okay, so ano ang potential between these two, tawag dito, between these two cylinders? Pinag-aralan ba natin to before? Hindi yata na-consider to example na to. Pero sige, lalagay ko na lang dito. It's 2K lambda ln ng ln ng, in this specific case, RB over RA. Okay. Madali lang naman. I-integrate nyo lang yung sa finals. Binigyan niyo ako idea sa finals. Kayo talaga. C is equal to Q over 2K lambda ln ng RB over RA. Naintindihan niyo kung paano nangyari yan? Sinubstitute lang. Hindi, sinasabi ko lang na yung potential difference between these two cylinders is given by this. So, i-replace mo lang yan dun ngayon. O, binigay ko na yan. Pero, kaya ako binigay yan kasi hindi natin yan diniscuss. So, nasa isa sa mga examples yan sa previous na chapter. Okay? So, balikan niyo yung example sa previous na chapter. Kung gusto ko, interesado kayo. Ha? Sa final siguro. So, okay. Ang lambda ay yung linear charge density, di ba? So, Q over 2K and Q over L. Nag-log out na si Nakarinig lang siya ng lalabas sa exam. Wala na. RB over RA. Okay lang yan? Okay. So, syempre magka-cancel yung Q. Okay, ang matitira ay C equals tawag dito L over 2K ln ng RB over RA. And since pinapahanap ay capacitance per unit length, this will be 1 over 2K ln ng RB over R. Okay, again, it's dependent only on the separation distance. Any questions? Sure. Electric potential, hindi, pareho lang sila. At saka voltage difference. Voltage difference is parang everyday lingo. Pag electric potential, you sound cooler. Kasi mga physicists lang gumagamit nun. Electric potential. Sipin nyo, Nakasakay kayo sa jeep, di ba? Yan yung mga pinag-uusapan. Cool yung sinod natin kanina, no? About electric potentials. Meron na naman po actual cylinders, di ba? Parang kwento ng barbero, pero nasa jeep. Okay. Okay, sige. Ah, mag Okay, so now, ito na yung consider natin. Yes. So, now we are going to consider a tawag dito, a capacitor within an electrical circuit. Okay, so tawag dito, yung schematic diagram na nakikita nyo rito ay two capacitors in series. Pag sinabing in series, ang tawag dito, yung terminal ng isang na nanggagaling sa isang plate ng capacitor ay nagko-connect with the other terminal ng isang capacitor. Okay? So for example, itong terminal na ito connects Okay, so itong terminal na ito, okay, which is connected to this plate ng C1 connects with this terminal which is connected to C2. So kaya sila series connection. Okay? Okay, now each of these capacitors, at least dun sa schematic, no? Pareho yung charge sa bawat capacitor. Parehong charge Q on capacitor C1 and capacitor C2. Now, yung C1 ay connected sa point A at point C. So, ang tawag dito ay ang voltage across C1 ay VAC. Tapos, yung C2 ay connected sa point C at saka sa point B. So, ang tawag dito ay VCB. Okay? Okay? So, ang voltage across C2 ay VCB. Okay, or sometimes it's convenient to just say, since ito ay capacitor C1, tawagin na lang natin itong V1. At since ito ay capacitor C2, tawagin na lang natin itong V2. Okay, pero it's important to remember kung ano yung reference. So, for V1, ang reference ay point C. Kaya ito ay VAC. VAC, ito ang reference. And then dito, VCB. So, VCB, ito yung reference, yung point B. Okay? Okay? Okay, sige. Next. So, ito yung itsura, of course, ng isang capacitor. But this capacitor is the equivalent of this capacitor. So, it will make things easier if we can simplify this tawag dito, capacitor in series into one equivalent single capacitor. Okay, so yun yung ano dito, yun yung task dito sa slide na to. So how do we do that? Now, alam natin na okay, yung V1 which is yung voltage across AC, okay, tawag dito, at pag in-add natin to V2 which is voltage across CB, will give us yung VAB, which is voltage across AB, or the total voltage. Naintindihan niyo ba yan? Okay, so yung total voltage is just the voltage across AC plus yung voltage across CB. May sense naman yun, di ba? Kasi kung ano naman ang voltage dito, okay, ay sum ng voltage dito. Okay. Sige, so, dun tayo actually magsa-start sa So, VAB is equal to V1 plus V2. Or siguro para mas maging consistent, since gumagamit tayong letters, we write VAC plus VCB. Okay, so kung gusto niyo na V lang, so this will be V1 plus V2. Okay, so pareho lang naman yung ano dyan. Now, yung V1 is charge Q over C1 plus yung V2 naman ay charge Q over C2. Okay lang ba yan? Okay, so common yung Q, so pwede natin siya i-factor out. So Q over Q times 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2. And then, ang gagawin ko ngayon is divide ko yung voltage by Q. I will be left with 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2. Bakit? Now, remember na yung V is the total voltage, which means na ang V divided by the total voltage divided by the charge is the total capacitance. Inverse of the total capacitance. So this will be 1 over C. So the equivalent capacitance, okay, is given by, or you can solve for the equivalent capacitance from this equation. Okay ba? Okay? Now, you might ask, pwede rin hindi, pero some of you might ask, parati bang pareho yung charges dyan sa dalawang plates? Posible ba na ang C1 ay may charge na Q1 at ang C2 ay may charge na Q2? Well, here's the thing. Yan ang nagsusupply ng energy. Di ba? So, siya ang nagsusupply ng charge. Okay? So, if this potential supplies charge, ang ibibigay niyang charge dito is plus Q. Okay? And syempre, ang ibibigay niyang charge dito is minus Q. Okay? Yun yung tawag dito. I mean, hindi naman pwede magkaiba ng charge dyan. Okay? Now, kung yung upper plate dito, okay, ay nagkaroon ng plus Q, ibig sabihin, dapat ito ay minus Q by electrical induction. Okay? At kung dito naman sa ilalim, kung ito ay minus Q, dapat ito ay plus Q. So if you ask kung pareho yung charges dito sa capacitors, sa dalawang capacitors na to, yes, pareho sila ng charges. Okay? Yes.
Sir, gawa po ba yun na sa may capacitor kasi meaning is dalawang parallel plate natin?
Yes. Yeah. Okay? Ano pa? And then dahil conducting nga ito, di ba? So conducting. So dun sa surfaces nung parallel plates, dapat pareho sila ng charge. Okay, Ben? Straightforward naman. Yes. Charge. Pag in series.
Does that also mean same?
No. Dito magkaiba sila. Ayan. C1 tsaka C2. Paano nag-iiba yung capacitance? Magkaiba rin kasi yung voltage. Diba? Any more questions? Paano yung? Paano na, ano? Change in the voltage saan?
Or
Yes. Hindi sila necessarily the same. Okay na? May questions pa? Okay? Okay. Now, ito naman ang configuration for for capacitors in parallel. Okay, paano nyo alam na parallel yung circuit? Okay, pag mukhang parallel. Kapag itong terminal na ito at itong terminal na ito ay connected by, anong tawag niyo dyan sa point na yan? Hindi pa tinuro na ba sa inyo sa lab? Junction. Okay. At itong terminal na ito, yung negative terminal ay connected sa isa't isa by another junction. So dapat both terminals ay connected at one junction and then yung sa baba connected din by another junction. Doon yung masasabi na parallel sila sa isa't isa. Okay? And it works also in the same way for resistors. Okay, kung nasa ano kayo ngayon, nasa resistors kayo sa laboratory. Okay, now dito, hindi necessarily the same yung charges. Okay? Ang pareho sa kanila, dahil parallel sila ay voltage. Okay? So yung V1 dito at yung V2 dito ay equal. And equal sila sa VAB. So VAB is equal to V1 is equal to V2. Kasi parallel circuit sila. Ano ibig sabihin constant? Yes, yes. Pero hindi constant. Ibang constant din. Okay? Okay? Now, ano yung ano dito? Ano yung tawag dito? Ano pa yung ibang pwede nating i-describe dito na physics? So ito nagpo-provide ng energy, right? So meron siyang total charge. Okay, now ang gagawin niya is magbibigay siya ng charge dito na Q1 and then magbibigay rin siya dito ng charge na Q2. Okay? And hindi necessarily the same yung charges na yon. Depende sa capacitance. Kung parehong capacitance, di parehong charge. Okay? So, in other words, yung total charge ay equal sa charge Q1 dun sa unang capacitor plus yung charge Q2 dun sa pangalawang capacitor. Now, ang Q1 is equal to C1 V1. Ang Q2 is C2 V2. Pero sinabi natin na ang V1 ay equal sa V2. So, C1 plus C2 times V. Okay na ba yan? Okay. Now, yung total charge Q ay equal sa total capacitance times yung total na voltage. Okay? So, equal ngayon yan sa C1 plus C2 times V. Okay, and since yung total na voltage AB ay equal sa V1 tsaka sa V2, then this cancels out. Ang matitira ay yung total capacitance ay equal sa C1 plus C2. Okay, so you can convert a parallel capacitance circuit to an equivalent single capacitor na circuit gamit itong equation na ito. Okay, any questions? Okay, so example. Okay, so in figures 24.8 and 24.9, ano yung mga figures na yun? Ito. Ito ang 24.8. Yan ang figure 24.8 and 24.9. Okay, so in those figures, let C1 be equal to 6 microfarad and C2 be equal to 3 microfarad. And VAB is equal to 18 volts. So find the equivalent capacitance and the charge and the potential difference for each capacitor when the capacitors are connected A in series and B in parallel. So A. If they are connected in series, then ganito yung itsura nun. Diba? So ito yung point A, point C, and then point B. Tapos ito yung VA, VAB. Ito ay C1, C2, tapos syempre ito ay VAC, which is also V1, or VCB, which is also V2. Tapos bawat plate dito ay merong charge na minus Q tsaka negative Q. And you want to convert this to its equivalent single capacitor circuit, VAB. So ano yung equivalent na capacitance dito? Okay, so 1 over equivalent capacitance equals to 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2. Or the equivalent na capacitance is 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 inverse. So ito ay 1 over 6 microfarad plus 1 over 3 microfarad. Okay, so ang equivalent capacitance is 2 microfarad. Anong charge dito? Anong total charge? So ang charge is equal to equivalent capacitance times VAB. So 2 microfarad times 18 volts. So charge is 36 microcoulomb. Tapos ang V1 okay, ay equal sa Q times C1. Tama? Ang charge is 36 microcoulomb times yung C1, which is 6 microfarad. So dito ang voltage ay sorry, mali. Q over C1, di ba? Q over C1. Okay. So 36 microcoulomb divided by ilan to? 6 microfarad. So this will be 6 volts. And yung V2 is equal to Q over C2. Ang Q is 36 microcoulomb divided by 3 microfarad. So this is 12 volts. And you can check na ang V1 plus V2 ay equal sa total voltage na 18 volts. Right? Okay? Okay. So letter B, if they are in parallel. So pag parallel sila, then ito yung C1, ito yung C2, and then yung V1, V2 at saka yung VAB are the same, di ba? So VAB is equal to V1 is equal to V2. So yung V1 at V2 ay equal sa 18 volts. Okay, so in this case, ang equivalent na circuit nito is equal to C1 plus C2, which is just 6 microfarad plus 3 microfarad or 9 microfarad. Okay. So Q1, yung charge Q1 ngayon sa capacitor C1 is just C1V. Ang C1 is 6 microfarad. Ang V is 18 volts. So ang Q1 is equal to 108 microcoulomb. At yung Q2 is C2V equal sa 3 microfarad times 18 volts. Or ang Q2 is equal to 54 microcoulomb. Okay? Naintindihan niyo ba yung nangyayari? Kahit na kung saan-saan ko sinulat yung solution? Okay? Better ba kung mas organized yung solution? Yan. Actually, yun yung point na gusto kong i-bring up. Kasi kung nahihirapan kayo sa ganitong klaseng organized organization, okay, imagine niyo ako, checkan ko yung 23 na diba? Tapos pare-pareho kayong disorganized kung saan-saan yung solution ninyo. Gets? Okay, so magtulungan tayo. At i-organize yung solution ninyo. Yes, and write legibly. Pero ako wala na ako magagawa sa handwriting ko kasi old hands. Okay. Shit!
Nako.
Okay. So actually, isang circuit lang naman yung kailangan i-simplify dito. Itong circuit lang na ito. Okay? So, a capacitor network between points A and B. So ito yung point A and B. A capacitor network is between 8 points A and B. Okay? So ang gagawin dito is to find the equivalent capacitance of the 5 capacitor network shown in figure 24.10a. Okay, so hanapin nyo lang equivalent capacitance niyan. So, anong gagawin natin dito? First, i-identify muna natin kung ano yung mga naka-series tsaka naka-parallel. So, ano ang mga naka-series tsaka parallel dyan? Huwag niyo muna pansinin yung ibang ano. So, ano ang mga naka-series tsaka parallel dyan? So, yung 12 and 6 ay naka-series. Tapos, yung 3, 11, at saka yung equivalent ng 12 and 6, parallel. And then, yung equivalent ng 3, 11, at saka equivalent ng 12 and 6, ay in series with the 9 microfarad. Okay, so importante niya ma-recognize yung muna yon. Okay? Now, after you recognize that, ano ngayon ang uunahin ninyo? Okay. Yes, okay. So yun muna yung pinaka ano muna. Pinaka-loob, di ba? So 12.6 microfarad. So yan, ano ang equation na gagamitin diyan? Di ba reciprocals? Okay, so anong sagot? 4. Okay, kasi 1/12 plus 1/6. Okay, isusulat ko pa ba or kaya na natin i-mental? Mental. Okay, 1/12. Sulat ko na lang dito. 1/12 plus 1/6. Sinulat ko siya without the units pero remember sa exam, complete solution. Okay. Okay, yan yung equivalent nitong. Okay? So equal ngayon to sa 4 microfarad. Okay? O di, eto na siya. Ayan na siya. Okay, so next na susunod na gagawin ay 3, 11, tsaka 4 ay in parallel sa isa't isa. In this case, yung equivalent na circuit niyan ay, okay, so sum. So 3 plus 11 plus 4, it's 18 microfarad. At ito na yung magiging, ano, so 18 microfarad in series with the 9 microfarad. So this is 1/18 plus 1/9. Okay, ang sagot dito ay 6 microfarad. Okay, so ang sagot ay 6 microfarad. O, di ba madali lang? Exam na. I-check nyo kasi, ayaw nyo maniwala sa akin, i-check nyo kasi yung problem sa end ng chapter. At tignan nyo kung mahihirap pa dyan. Okay? Okay. Now, of course, ngayon, ang ginawa lang natin is to sort of analyze yung circuits, di ba? Yung capacitance circuits. Pero remember na ang capacitor, ang purpose talaga ng capacitor is to store electric potential energy. Okay, so hindi natin pinag-usapan so far kung anong energy kung gaano kalaki yung energy na pwedeng i-store ng isang capacitor. Tama? So, ano expression for the energy stored? For the stored energy, stored electrical energy. So expression for that is 1/2 CV squared. Okay, so 1/2 times the capacitance times the voltage squared. Okay, and pwede rin niyang 1/2 Q squared, Q squared over C. Okay, naintindihan niyo naman kung paano nangyari yan, no? Kasi Q is equal to CV. Okay, pwede rin yan na equals to 1/2 Q times E. Okay, so ganyan kalaki yung energy na store niya. Now, in some cases, we also talk about energy density. Okay, so again, this is, pag sinabing density, it's always with respect to either volume or area or line of charge. Pero dito, it's volume. Okay? So yung energy density and small u to actually, hindi yan large u. Para lang ma-distinguish natin yung energy density with the electric potential energy. Okay? So this is 1/2 epsilon naught electric field squared. Or this is also equal to, since ito ay stored energy, so ang energy density, so this is equal to the stored energy, which is 1/2 CV squared, divided by the volume, and for a parallel plate capacitor, ang volume is area times the separation distance. Okay? Okay, so this is stored energy, and this is the volume. Okay, so yan yung energy density.
Wait, why is it small?
Para lang ma-distinguish with the electric potential energy. So yung capital is the electric potential energy, okay, and then yung small ui, yung energy density.
Oh, that's hard.
Pero sa textbooks kasi yung small u yung ginagamit. Yes. Okay. Okay, so now, itong example na ito involves transferring charge and energy between capacitors. Okay, so we connect a capacitor C1 equal to 8 microfarad to a power supply. Okay, charge it to a potential difference V0 equals 120 volts. And disconnect the power supply. Okay, and disconnect the power supply. Switch S is open. Okay, and A, what is the charge Q0 on C1? Okay, tapos B, what is the energy stored in C1? Letter C, capacitor C2, which is equal to 4 microfarad, is initially uncharged. So we close the switch S. After charge no longer flows, what is the potential difference across each capacitor? Okay, and what is the final, letter D, what is the final energy of the system? Okay. So, anong tawag dito? Anong gagawin natin dito aside from after mag-panic? So, letter A muna. Madali lang ang letter A. Ano ang letter A? Pinapahanap lang naman yung charge Q0 on C1. Ayan. Ano yung charge Q0 on C1? Ano bang voltage across C1? Voltage across C1 ay 120. Okay, so ang charge Q0 by definition is C1 V1. So this is 8 microfarad times ilan yun? 120 volts. So ang Q0 ngayon is 960 microcoulomb. Letter B, what is the energy stored in C1? Sinabi natin ang energy stored is 1/2 C, or since given ang Q0 at saka, mas madali siguro yung Q0 at saka V naught kasi wala na i-square dito. So 1/2 times 960 times 10 to the minus 6 coulombs, that's 120 volts. So ang energy is 0.058 joules. 58 millijoules. Okay, C2 equals 4 microfarad is initially uncharged. Then we close switch S. Ano na mangyayari? Magpo-flow yung charge ngayon, right? From C1 to C2. Okay? So, anong mangyayari? Parallel sila or series? Parallel sila or series? Bakit?
Oh, series, series.
Ha?
The switch. The switch.
Oh, syempre yung switch conducting, dapat conducting. Ay, yung sabihin itong ano na to, itong part na to? Hindi nagmamatter. Ito ang isipin nyo dyan. Ano ang nako-conserve? Yun yung isa. Ano pa? Charge. Diba? Huwag muna tayo sa energy kasi hindi natin alam. Yun yung pinapasolve sa letter D. Final energy ng system. Yung charge will be conserved. So in other words, pag nalipat yung charge Q naught doon sa C2, okay, dapat yung Q1 at yung Q2, pag inad nyo, equal dapat sa Q naught. Naintindihan yung sinasabi ko? Okay, once you turn on the switch, okay, you close the switch, yung part of Q naught will transfer to C2. Mababawasan ngayon yung Q naught at magiging Q1. Tama? At yung Q2 ay nasa C2. Okay? Okay, so yung sulat natin. Q naught is equal to Q1 plus Q2. Ano pa? Ano pang alam natin dito? Parallel or series? Paano niyo nasabi na parallel? Kung parallel configuration siya or series configuration. Okay. Ano ang voltage sa tingin nyo? Anong voltage sa C1? After ma-close yung switch, ha? At yung voltage sa C2 ay? Okay. And with that in mind, ano masasabi nyo ngayon tungkol sa type ng circuit na ito? Okay? So, parallel sila. So, yung equivalent na capacitance ay C1 plus C2, which is 12 microfarad. Okay? So, ano ang tinatanong dito? What is the charge on each capacitor? What is the potential difference across each capacitor? Ay, hindi, mali. Sorry. Mali analysis. Mali yung analysis. Yes. Okay. Okay, ulitin natin ha. So switch open. Q naught is equal to 960 microcoulomb. Di ba? From letter A. C1 is 8 microfarad. Switch open pa rin. C2 is 4 microfarad. Once you close the switch, Q1, Q naught, the charge will flow to C2. So magkakaroon kayo ng Q1 tsaka Q2. Okay. Next. Okay, tawag dito, ano ngayon yung magiging total voltage between the two? Ang total voltage between the two ay V1 at saka V2. Now, bakit hindi na 120 volts yung total voltage? Kasi nabawasan na yung Q naught. Hindi na siya Q naught, Q1 na siya. 'Di ba? Kung nabawasan yung charge, syempre mababawasan din yung voltage. Tama? Sa kabila naman sa C2, nagkaroon ka ng charge sa Q2, so magkakaroon ka ng voltage doon. Initially, zero yung voltage. Right? Right? Pero yung total voltage is still 120 volts. So, yung voltage ngayon dito will still be equal to the total charge divided by the equivalent circuit. Okay, sinabi natin na parallel to. Okay, so ang equivalent circuit dito is, equivalent capacitance is for 12 microfarad, no? So 960 times 10 to the minus 6 coulomb divided by 12 times 10 to the minus 6 farad. So ang voltage across each ay 80 volts. Okay, so what is the charge on each capacitor? So Q1 is equal to C1 times V. So ang charge na ito ay ang C1 ay 8 microfarad times 80 volts. So this is 60, 64, 640 micro coulomb. Tapos Q1 ito. So Q2 is C2 times V. Tapos ito ay 4 times 10 to the minus 6 farad times 80 volts. So this is 320 times 10 to the minus 6 coulomb. So yan yung charge on each. Yes, parallel sila.
How is it parallel?
No. Okay. Yes. So, ito yung isang capacitor. Ito yung isang capacitor. Diba? And there's a voltage across them. In contrast, pag series, ito yung voltage across them.
Like, it's parallel, it's like perpendicular.
Hindi naman necessary perpendicular. Yes. Now, sinisip nyo kasi kanina may nagsabi, wala naman junction. Pero ito, pwede nyo isipin na imaginary junction yan. Kasi itong 2 points na ito, connect these two together and they have the same voltage. So you can think of this as a power supply or a source, a voltage source. Okay? Okay? So, okay na? Letter D. What is the final energy of the system? Okay, so letter C pala to. And then letter D. Anong final energy ng system? So U is equal to yung total charge pa rin. Diba? And then yung bagong voltage. So 1/2 times 960 microcoulomb times 80 volts. So yung total energy of the system, 0.038 joules. Oo, di ba? Yes. So ito ang tanong dyan ngayon. Saan napunta yung energy na yan? Sa? O may missing na 20 millijoules na energy. Ano ibig sabihin ng in the capacitors? Oh, kasi yun yung actually anong energy ba ito? Di ba? Total na stored energy.
It's like one storage first. Kaya mas malaki yung dose niya, tapos meron lang tatawag. Kaya parang, hindi.
Oh, pero bumaba yung voltage, tama. Oh. Pero kung bumaba yung voltage, saan napunta yung ano? Saan pa rin napunta yung energy? Ha? Naging heat, wala ka namang resistor dyan. Doon sa switch. Okay. Wala pa kayong quiz, di ba? Hindi, yun lang sasagutin nyo. Saan napunta yung energy? Okay? Yun lang yung quiz. Explain the difference in energies before the switch is closed and after the switch is closed. Naintindihan nyo ba yung sagot na yan? Exactly. Explain in your own words, ha? Wag kayong mag-ano. Dito. Okay, sige. Hindi, account for. Bakit iba yung energy, di ba? Yes, bakit siya nag-decrease? Yan yung mga pag-iisipan. Okay, sige. See you Friday. Continue natin yung discussion sa Friday.